can you buy a Lamborghini with a crypto here?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. There are places, stores that will accept your crypto for a supercar.
Welcome to this week's episode of Actionable. I am Michael Makda, your podcast host, and I'm thrilled to introduce our guest for today, Davinci Jeremie. He is a family man, programmer, YouTuber, and an early Bitcoin adopter based in the UAE. In this episode, we are going to dive deep into the world of cryptocurrency with Davinci Jeremie. As a crypto educator, he will be sharing his valuable insights on the current state of the crypto market and providing tips on how startups can go ahead of the game, whether you're a startup founder or entrepreneur interested in the world of cryptocurrency. You don't want to miss what Davinci has to say, so sit back and enjoy the show. So, Davinci, how are you today?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you for having me. By the way, did you know that my full name is Leonardo Davinci Stephen Jeremie? That's my full legal name.
Oh, wow.
Most people don't know that, yes.
I had no idea.
Yes, Leonardo da Vinci. But I don't go by Leonardo, it's Da Vinci.
So, yeah, I think it's catchier, it's easier. Yeah, right. And so, since we're talking about cryptocurrency today, what got you interested in cryptocurrency?
Well, I've always been interested in money since I've learned that our financial system is a fraud. It's a scam that transfers wealth from the poor and the middle class to the rich. And when I realized that, I had to do a YouTube videos and telling people what I had learned and how to avoid the fraud of our current monetary system. So I started doing YouTube videos about this around 2008. And then around 2011, in 2011 actually, in February 2011, somebody came up to me and said, hey, Davinci, what do you think about Bitcoin? And I was like, Bitcoin, what's that? And I Googled it, and I went to the website, and I saw it was like, digital cash. I'm like, that's not possible. I'm a software developer. I know that you can't solve the double spend problem. So I went back to him and wrote him and said, hey, listen, you know what? This is definitely a scam. I'm going to read through the source code and show you how they're scamming people because I'm 100% sure that this is not possible. So I looked at the source code and I was like, actually, this is going to work. And my next video was like, every once in a while, I said this, every once in a while, something comes along that makes poor people rich because they bought it really, really cheap. This is one of them. And I thought I was going to be the hero of my channel, but no, everybody hated me. That video got 751 dislikes when they had the dislike button.
So you really started your YouTube career with a lot of dislikes.
Yes, when my Bitcoin discussions. I mean, I've had a YouTube career for a long time, but that one, once I started talking about Bitcoin, my likes to dislike ratio went up, right? So a lot of people were like hating me, right? So much on YouTube when, I mean, it was so bad. There was other channels making fun of my channel talking about Bitcoin.
Wow. And how did you manage to go from that to where you are today, which I think you have around 250,000 followers on YouTube, right?
Yeah, it's close to 400,000 right now. Yeah, it was, I constantly tried to push and tell people how great Bitcoin is, right? And explain all the details. And it was funny because everybody kept saying that it was, magic internet money. They didn't understand how it worked, why it was going to be the money. I really believe it's going to be the money. I'm 100% convinced it's going to be money, just like when we invented electricity. I could be 100% convinced that everybody is going to be using electricity. Everybody is going to be using Bitcoin, 100%. There'll be no exceptions. And anybody who doesn't use Bitcoin, they will be losing out to those who do in a major, major way. So there's no future without Bitcoin, right? As money, without Bitcoin being part of the money. It's happening. You need to buy it right now, right? And be a part of it. Because there's only 21 million Bitcoin and there's 56 million millionaires. And not every one millionaire is going to be able to have one Bitcoin. So
right.
yeah, you might want to get in that.
So you mentioned you started exploring Bitcoin in 2008.
No, it was actually 2011.
2011.
I started talking about money and how it works in 2008.
Right. And that's when Satoshi Nakamoto sort of came up with his white paper for Bitcoin.
Yeah, sometime in 2008, he started writing it and producing it and published it. I think it was, at the end of 2008.
Right.
And then the Genesis block was created in January 3rd, 2009.
Right. And you started heavily focusing on this with your YouTube, with your financial education in 2011. Mm-hmm. At this point, did you start investing in Bitcoin?
I not only invested, I started mining Bitcoin. I created a mining pool. I did a lot of things in the crypto space. I even was supporting another crypto chain, blockchain, another altcoin called Namecoin as well.
Right. And this is sort of how you geared your YouTube channel more towards education on cryptocurrency and Bitcoin.
Not so much because the hate was so visceral.
Okay.
I just, like, every once in a while would talk about Bitcoin. Not so much as I would like to. But it was always, I would always make jokes about it with other YouTubers whenever I did special shows, guest shows with other people. They would, obviously they were not support of Bitcoin. And so they would pretend, oh, let me get some of that magical internet money. And then they'd pretend to give me nothing or something like that and make jokes about it. So yeah, it was a rough time, but I tried to make the best of it during the 2011, 2012 time frame where Bitcoin was not on the map.
Right. And when did things change for you?
Well, it changed in 2018 when somebody posted a message on Reddit saying this guy, predicted Bitcoin, told you to buy Bitcoin at $1, saw that Mt. Gox was going to collapse, right? They said that I saw the 2008 crisis, which was true, but I didn't have any documentation on that, right? So that I was like, I didn't have like any YouTube videos of talking about it. So, but yeah, I remember that. That was beautiful. I actually took 2 weeks off my work in order to watch the whole collapse of our financial system as I saw it happening, right? Well before it actually happened. I remember looking at all the data and saying, am I looking at this correct? Because there's going to be a collapse in the whole financial system in September. This can't be, right? And then Bush comes out and says, there's nothing wrong with our financial system. Our financial system is strong. And I'm like, oh, okay, so I am right. I was like, I couldn't believe it.
And then what happened?
Yeah, I watched it happen. I remember there was one person at work saying, hey, I bet you $1, there's nothing gonna happen. I'm like, okay, $1, let's do it. You had to pay me that whole loony.
And so you predicted that Bitcoin has a future, and you predicted the financial market. Mm-hmm. I got to ask you this: with the current state of the cryptocurrency market, where do you see it going?
Well, we're going to see a massive influx of people eventually come into this space rapidly. It's still immature right now because there's a lot of problems with using the technology. People just don't know how to use it properly, but they're coming anyways.
Right.
And because it's 1,000 times better than what you're using today, but there's going to be a lot of theft of their wealth because they don't know how to protect themselves. If you're using Ethereum, there's a lot of things you need to know that most people don't know when you're using Ethereum. Like, for example, somebody could send you a token that would steal everything on your wallet if you try to transact with it. If you try to move it to another wallet or something like that, that token has a contract which could say, okay, give me access to your whole wallet.
Wow.
So
most like people a ransomware.
Yeah, but it's different than the ransomware. Ransomware is actually where they say, hey, give me all your money or else, right? Whilst this is more of like, if I touch it, boom, it explodes and takes everything. So it's more of like a bomb that's placed in your wallet. So, but you just don't touch it, basically, right? So,
so what are the factors impacting the adoption of cryptocurrency today?
Well, there's a lot of factors preventing the adoption of cryptocurrencies. Mostly it's education because people are afraid of this new technology because you should be afraid of it because there's a lot of things can go wrong. A lot of people have lost a lot of wealth using it because they don't know how to use it properly. So you should take your time on learning how to use it properly because there are so many pitfalls, so many traps because this is very, very new way of thinking, a way of doing things. So it is not hard, it's just all the pitfalls will cause you to lose money, wealth that you have worked hard for, and that can be disheartening.
Right. And no one wants to put their hard-earned wealth and lose it. And I think what's left a lot of bad stigma to the crypto industry is these small situations that have happened. And just have resonated and created bad PR for the industry as a whole.
Exactly.
So what would you recommend for any listener out there as actionable insights to sort of protect themselves from falling into one of these pitfalls?
Well, take it slow. Don't go all in with the crypto. Make sure you start with a small amount of money. That's something you're willing to lose, right? A few $100s, right? Depending on who you are and where you are in life, right? You should make sure that it's always something that you're willing to lose when you start off with crypto because there's a lot that can go wrong. You should also practice spending that crypto by buying stuff with it so that you can see the process and move through the process and watch what happens. Now, another thing is there's so many other recommendations. If anybody pretends to be someone famous, or even you hear that person and you're like, well, wait a second, Davinci's calling me? Oh my God, I can hear him. It is him. Well, unfortunately, because of the new technology, they can actually simulate my voice, simulate my my face, full expressions, and do whole videos and stuff with me. So make sure you don't fall for that. I'm not calling you or videoing you for money, okay?
So you're carrying this bag. Can I ask you a question? Do you
Yes.
have any cold storage of your Bitcoins in there?
Well, I can show you what I have in this bag. It's not Bitcoin, actually. It's, well, you could just call this Bitcoin, but I'll show it to you and show it to the camera over there in a second. I have gold. Well, so if you flip it over, Bitcoin is going to the moon. So there you go. Yes. So there's my Bitcoin.
Fantastic. Is that real gold? It feels
Yes, it
heavy.
is gold. It is real gold. It's 3 nines fine gold, and I think this is 4 nines 5. I believe.
Right.
This is a kangaroo.
In any way associated to your cold storage? Does it have your secret key inside?
No, it's just gold because I used to have a gold and silver channel, right? Because I used to talk about gold and silver as a means of storing your wealth for the future because our financial system is doomed to failure because it's by design. There's never been an example of this particular financial system that has ever survived the test of time. It always goes to zero. Every time we have a fiat money system, it always goes to zero because once you're able to create money out of nothing, men will find a way to create money out of nothing.
So I gotta ask, you can live anywhere in the world, and you decided to live here. What's the story behind that?
Well, that's an interesting story. I actually was living in Chile, and I was pretty happy there. And my friends were saying, "Hey, Habibi, come to Dubai. It's great here, right? Zero taxes, zero." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm happy in Chile. I'm good." And well, they said, "Hey, why don't you just open up a business, right? You could use another business, right, that you can use to move money around and so forth, all right? And there's zero taxes here, so for that business, so might as well." I said, "Okay, fine, I'll do that." So it's like 3 weeks. I get a visa and everything, and I just have to come once every year. Why not, right?
Give it a shot.
Exactly. March of 2021, I came down. And the Chilean government closed the border as I was flying to
because of the
Dubai,
pandemic.
because of the pandemic.
Lockdown.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I was stuck here for 3.5 months, and before they opened the border, and then I just enjoyed it so much that I was like, what the heck? I'm gonna move here, and I started moving all my stuff here.
And what I mean, so what does your day look like here? What do you do here? I mean, do you have a company? Are you trading? Are you educating?
Yes, I wake up about 5:30 in the morning. I go out and do my exercise, and then what I do is then do my videos. I didn't do one today, but I was a little lazy, but I did wake up and exercise this morning. I do a video around 8 to 9:30, and then I have breakfast, and then sometimes I have different meetings around 10, 11, and 12. And then in the afternoon, I do some trading, and then, the evening is, free for me to do whatever I want to do.
And if anyone's interested in cryptocurrency in the UAE, is there any actionable tips you can give them? How to do it here, which network groups to go, what conferences to attend?
Well, one of the things I do is OTC, right? It's over-the-counter trading, right? Because it's the easiest thing to do, where you can actually find people here that actually will give you cash for your crypto.
Right.
And that's what OTC is, basically. And then vice versa. If you want to convert your cash to crypto, they will also do that at a specific rate. You don't have to, deal with the fluctuations in the market.
Right.
And that's one of the things that I do, right? Of course, there are exchanges here that will trade your crypto for AED and transfer it to your bank account. Unfortunately, the banks are just not too happy about crypto here. So when you try to open up a business, you can't really talk about how your business is dealing with crypto, right? Unless you have some sort of in with the bank manager. So just keep that in mind.
So and in terms of events, any events that you go to or speak at happening in the UAE related to crypto?
Yeah, there's lots of events happening, right? There's a blockchain live that's happening shortly. I'm going to be speaking at that, and also at the AIBC event. I'm going to also be speaking at that, and a few others that are showing up in the next little while.
Right, and any groups that meet or discuss crypto together, any initiatives that are done locally?
Yeah, there's plenty of initiatives that are done locally. There's a V Lounge. They have every Tuesday a meetup of all the crypto people that shows up there. They have crypto events there every Tuesday. There's lots of different events. If you just do a quick Google search, you'll find lots of events to go to, lots of meetups. This is the crypto hub of I think the world. Everybody says it's London, but I don't see how that's possible. It's here.
Right. And can you buy a Lamborghini with a crypto here?
Yes, you can. There are places, stores that will accept your crypto for a supercar. So yeah, you will be able to do that. My friend Chris, he's bought a lot of his supercars with crypto.
Nice. And any future tips for anyone looking at the space? What should people prepare? What should people do now so that they don't miss out on the next bull's run in the crypto space?
The easiest thing is to dollar cost average into the key cryptos that are not going anywhere. And those are Bitcoin, of course, that's number one, and then Ethereum, and then Binance Smart Chain. Those are the three ones I would recommend that you dollar cost average, you slowly buy into those three. Those are the blue chips. There are, of course, great opportunities in the smaller cap coins, because they have an opportunity to go 10x, 100x or something like that. But finding the right one will take a lot of effort and time to research and find that gem that will work out for you. And even then, you will have to spread out your money, because you might find the gem, but it's only a gem because you realize that it is, but nobody else does.
Right.
So then it doesn't do well. And then you could find one gem that will do well, but it's very rare, and they give you even more than that in the crypto space, right? So, but it's so you have to spread your money out a little bit, maybe even like only 2% across the board, so that you don't. So if you do that, none of the losers is going to harm you.
Gotcha. What does your T-shirt say?
Well, my T-shirt is "I told you so," because the funny thing is, right? One of my videos, right, I was so frustrated with people who were not buying Bitcoin back in 2011. I was like, listen, I'm trying to help you guys here. I don't want to be in the future saying that I told you so, because it's not going to help you. This is the time to buy this asset. Unfortunately, I'm wearing it. I didn't say it. I'm wearing it.
Okay. So, all right. So if I have 500 dirhams and I want to convert that into crypto, what do I need to do today?
Well, there's not. I don't know of any exchanges right now myself. I know there are some. My friends have told me them, but I haven't done them. I haven't investigated it myself. But if there are exchanges, I would suggest you use that. But there are a lot of places where you can find OTC. It's a little. They won't probably do 500 dirhams though.
It's got to be a lot.
Exactly. They start with $10,000. So, and even then they might go, yeah, I don't know. So, yeah, OTC is out of the question for 500 dirhams. So you would have to find an exchange that will will do that. But there are, because Dubai has opened up the licensing for exchanges to come to Dubai. So
And that would be the VARA licensing.
yes.
Right. And I think Abu Dhabi as well has
Yes.
one. Right. Okay. Well, Davinci, it was a pleasure having you. If anyone wants to connect with you, what is the best way for them to do so?
Well, you can find me on YouTube, of course. Davinci J15 is my YouTube channel. Also on Twitter, Davinci J15. Also on Instagram, Davinci J15, and TikTok, Davinci J15, and everywhere else, basically, because Davinci J15 came as a username that I didn't want anybody to use, because hey, I wanted to be able to enter in my username and nobody will use it. But unfortunately now everybody knows that I'm Davinci J15, so wherever new platform comes out, that username
You always claim that.
I know, but it gets taken because now everybody knows it's a famous username, so they try to take it and try to charge me for it.
Right, and you probably pay them in Bitcoin. All right, well, thank you for having us, and we hope that our listeners have learned a lot from you today. Thank you for having us. Thank you for being here, and we hope to connect with you sometime soon.